Good evening, Reese Spring family. I wanted to take a few minutes to update you on tonight's post-board meeting video before I head home. We had a good board meeting. It was an interesting board meeting, having it on Zoom, and we had a few board members in session and a few board members at home, but it was nice being able to connect with them. I think on behalf of the Board of Education and the administrative team, we just want to express appreciation to everyone in our school district that is working so hard to provide meals, support, to make videos, to provide educational opportunities for our students. It's been an interesting time and continues to be an ever-changing situation, but just wanted to express appreciation for everyone just rallying together for the good of our community and of our school children. A few things I wanted to run through tonight as we go through the board. One of the things that happens during the month of April is the board election typically is done, and we didn't have an election this year because we didn't have any additional candidates to file. So Adam Blevins, Ann Coleman, and Matt Greenwald will continue on the board. One of the things that happened is the board reorganization. Everyone has maintained their seats on the board. Matt Greenwald being the president, and Perry Phillips being the vice president. So just wanted to get that information. So not much has changed from that front. I think as a board, they want to continue doing great things. We're moving in a really positive direction as a team, so they didn't want to disrupt the flow of the dynamics of the team. So we're really excited about that. It's always good when we have some consistency on the board. Moving on, let me just go through here. We have some new employees. I just want to give a shout out to new employees that have been hired. We continue to recruit the best candidates, and we've been very pleased with the candidate pool, and been able to steal some quality individuals to join our team from a variety of districts in the region. So we want to extend a warm welcome to the following. Austin Kendrick, it will be our high school boys PE teacher and head basketball coach. Jessica McNichols is the high school girls basketball coach as well as PE teacher. Garrett Noonan will be the high school special services teacher and will also assist with the coaching. Megan Arnold will be a preschool kindergarten teacher. We're excited to have her back in the district. Julianne Morton, excited about having her as well. She's returning, was here as a student, working at the primary. Savannah Short at the intermediate school, grateful to have her. And William Constantine will be our high school social studies teacher. We are so grateful to have each of them join our Wolf family and look forward to getting to know them. As you've heard, maybe through our announcements, we have set a new graduation date for April or August 6th. We determined that it was important for us to get a date scheduled. We recognize that there's no perfect scenario. This isn't something that anybody wanted, but we recognize there's no perfect date, that there potentially could be a conflict with any family at any given time. Our goal was to try to set a date that would hopefully get us past some of the restrictions and just to have a date that we felt like maybe we could be secure with. And so we went with August 6th, and that is a date that's before most schools, universities, and colleges and other things start. Again, we recognize that not everyone will be able to attend. We're hopeful that everybody will be able to, but I know that it's not going to work for everyone. But we had to coordinate also with our venue. We've been able to work that out. And so we're excited to be able to have graduation, a traditional graduation ceremony, unless at that point in time we're still in some kind of shutdown, then things would obviously change. But that's kind of our goal, is that August 6th. So graduation has been moved to that. Moving along, we I'm just gonna jump right in. I mean, we had a communications report. There wasn't much there because school hasn't been in session. So, and obviously can't really talk about enrollment or attendance. We're continuing to provide education. Just so you know, so I don't forget it, the Department of Education has held pretty firm on us ending school according to our approved Board of Education school calendar. And so that officially is our end of school date. What's been approved on the school calendar in May. We're going to continue providing supplemental instructional learning resources up to pretty close to that date, and then giving a few days for grades to be submitted and for students to submit their final assignments to get things all kind of wrapped up for the school year. So we're sticking with that original calendar. I wanted to provide you a budget update real briefly, just so you're aware that obviously we have some reasons to be really concerned, as everyone else does, about the future economic impact that this pandemic will have on the school district. We don't know everything. As I've consulted with a variety of people throughout the state, there's a common word being used, and that's things are uncertain. We just don't really know. We're speculating on a lot of things. We can anticipate that sales tax will go down. Income sales tax, personal property, just sales tax in general is going to go down because stores are closed of the economic impact and people aren't spending money. So we are concerned about that. So the Prop C sales tax being a big portion of our revenue, we anticipate that going down. It's actually Prop C was already down going through February. We were already down more so than we have been in the recent years. So that is an area of concern. Classroom trust money, which is gambling money. We expect gambling money to also decrease as people's budgets tighten up and maybe less are willing to spend money. So we don't know, but we anticipate that having an impact. We also are uncertain about what the government and the legislature is going to do in terms of adopting a new budget. I know they're at work at that right now. We don't know how that potentially could play out, but I anticipate some shortfalls for public schools. One of the concerns that we have from a school district standpoint, 70% of our budget is from local revenue. So the state budget and the federal budget are the smaller portions, and so we depend highly on our local taxes. And so there is concern from our end that there's some discussion and conversation that businesses might not be assessed on the full year's worth for taxes, that they may not have to be. There's a piece in the statute that says that businesses receive that income based off of occupancy. And so we know that a lot of businesses are shut down. And so, we just don't know. Are they going to say, well, as business owners, you only have to pay a portion of the year, maybe 10 months out of the year or 11 months out of the year. So we're not sure how that's going to play out. We're not sure how reassessments are going to play out in 2021 when our properties are reassessed. So there's a lot of local impact, when we're talking about our economy and our school district, that if we were to take a hit, it could get pretty tight for us as a district as well. And so because there's all these different factors that and unknowns, we have decided that, and I really feel strongly as I prepare a budget for adoption for next year, that our expenditures are going to have to be really tight. Like most of us are at home, we're tightening things up. We're not purchasing unnecessary things. So we're doing that as a school district as well. And so one of the areas that we discussed tonight is, I guess one of the other, before I say that, is we are so blessed at this time to have a Board of Education who supports our employees. We've been able to continue paying our employees. Many are working hard. Some haven't had to work because of the nature of their positions, but we've been able to pay everyone. And it's a stance we've been trying to take. We want to try to take care of our own, and we're going to continue to do that. Having said that, moving forward for the foreseeable future, we're going to approach salaries and benefits really cautiously. The board is determined not to raise salaries at all, so we're putting all salaries on a freeze, meaning no step movement either. And so while that's something no one really wants to hear, I think all of our employees are just grateful to be able to be making income and having the ability to take care of our families. So that's the way we're kind of moving forward in the most recent future here, and the foreseeable future. Information may change. We also discussed employee health benefits. We're part of the Missouri Education Trust Consortium partnership with a variety of schools, 150 schools, and our rates this year are going up 4.5%, which really is below the national trend. So it's not a considerable rate increase, but that rate increase will also impact our employees. So I sent an email to employees to let them know that the increases in salaries are being frozen at this point, and the benefits are impacting. So, I think there are positives certainly at this time. I know one of the things that the federal government has released some money to school districts. We're not sure how much that's going to impact us. We know it will. We just don't know how many dollars it's going to impact. Really, right now we're seeing revenues coming from two different sources. One is through our food service program. We anticipate that the food that we've been able to provide will be reimbursed. We'll be able to get that all paid back at 100%. The reason that we're able to do that, it's part of the summer, really kind of what happens in the summer school. Summer school, we can provide food for all kids because it's part of a federal food waiver. But during the school year, we don't have that same luxury. But during the COVID-19, we're able to do that. We're going to be getting reimbursed for the food that we're sending out to kids. So that's a blessing. We also will have some money come in form of title money that we'll be able to use at our discretion for employee salaries to make sure that we can pay people as things become tight and snug. And there may be more stimulus money coming, but there are some positives there. I wanted to quickly also just let everybody know that our strategic planning work is still going. We are still working hard. Our action teams are working tremendously hard. Dr. Kite and I met with each action team leadership group over the last 2 weeks. We walked through every single word on the action team plans. Phenomenal things are happening for our kids. I mean, as a parent, I'm so excited to see where this district goes in the next year to 5 years just through this strategic plan. So our plan, as they begin to work and finalize all the strategies and action steps, we are going to get that information and share that. These action team leaders will share that information with the original strategic planning team that met in November. That should happen. We're planning on that happen in June. It might not get pushed. It might get pushed off till July, but we are moving right along, and we will have the strategic plans all approved and ready to go. Going into August of the next school year, we'll know which action steps we're taking to improve the district for next year. We'll have a big kickoff. Our community will be able to hear every step we're taking and get a report of accountability on how our progress is. So very exciting news and really been able to advance the strategic planning a little bit quicker than normal, just because our teams are working at a faster pace with the extra time. Want to give a shout out to Central Bank Branson. We appreciate their donation of $1,000 to pay off the remaining debt of the student lunch account balances. We so much appreciate that, and just want to recognize you for that great deed. Summer school, I know there's people that are concerned or questioning about summer school. We'll share with you as information comes, but our plan is to have a scheduled summer school in June. If that doesn't happen, we have a plan set for July. If that doesn't happen, then there is a chance that we will have a virtual summer school, an online summer school. Some of that depends on the state. I'm waiting for the Department of Education to provide me some guidance on this, and they have a task force working on this topic. So I should hear fairly soon about the next approach to summer school. But we'll keep you informed. Just so you know, summer school, obviously we want to keep kids engaged academically. The other reason why summer school is important is summer school attendance factors into our monthly state payment calculation that comes to us throughout the course of the year. So if we don't have summer school, I don't have the numbers here with me, but I would anticipate $200,000 to $300,000 worth of money lost to the district, maybe even more than that. But it is a significant amount of dollars. So we want to have summer school for the financial reasons, but we also want to get kids that are missed out on so much school. I think from my standpoint as a parent, we want to make sure our kids aren't regressing and they're ready for the next grade level. So keep your ears tuned in on that. I know kindergarten registration enrollment's also coming out. Be looking for information about that. You're not going to want to miss that. We're ready and excited to have school happen again next year. For the most part, I think that's the bulk of the information. Just wanted to share that out with you. We are, again, very cautious about the budget. Things are really tight, and some shifts that, some of the things we're hearing from different avenues. I mean, it could cost the district hundreds of thousands of dollars in revenue. So we, the district has been good stewards of finances, but we don't have a good stock of reserves of money and savings, because the district's been using that money for devices and other things to advance the district, which has been great. But right now we don't have that surplus to be able to lean back on. I anticipated us kind of ending this year going from 17% reserves to 19% reserves. We'll see where we end. You know, obviously we're not spending as much money now on operations, but we'll see how that plays out. Um, Grateful for our school employees. Just really appreciate their work and efforts. I'm really, my wife and I have a whole deeper level of appreciation again for everything that's happened with in the classroom, trying to have all of our kids doing multiple tasks, multiple assignments, keeping them engaged, keeping our high schools on task, who feels like he already got the grade he wants, and all those different things. We know it's a challenging time, but we appreciate the efforts you're making with your children. It does make a difference getting their, even just getting them on a book, working on some math problems. I mean, it really does make a difference, and it'll help us next year when we get started again, not have to spend so much time on review and getting them jumped right into their next grade level standards. Um, I'm sure there are a lot of questions. If you have anything, feel free to shoot us an email. Um, Wish everyone the best. It sounds like there's some light at the end of the tunnel, that maybe some things will get opened up here. We're all anxiously anticipating what that might look like, but hopefully we'll be able to see some positive things happen in our economy and our society. But as always, keep moving forward as one with the pack. We appreciate all that you do, and we'll see you next month.